300 is the magic number with our legislature. The other one is activism. You guys see the Wall Street and Occupy. I got to hear Mr. Heinberg. He's the fellow who wrote the book, The Party's Over, and he's got a book out now called The End of Growth, that there's a new economy. We're not in a recession. It's over. The whole growth thing going on, it's done. It's not coming back. So it's not like, we'll just weather this recession and the roller coaster ride go on. It's actually got to stop. At some point, you have to stop building. It's like living in a town that has 10,000 people. I was born in a town with 10,000 people, and here they are, 50, 60 years later. They still have 10,000 people. And the community is balanced, it's organized, people come, people go, and you're steady. That's sustainable. Somewhere, Hawaii's going to have to say, well, 1.3 million is enough. It's stable. And we will come, we'll live, we'll die, we'll breed, we'll do the whole life cycle thing, and it's enough. Right now, your state has an actual formal plan to increase the population by a minimum of 300,000 people in 10 years. That construction is the way out of our doldrums. How many people believe that? Yeah. So the whole thing on this whole health food, it's about activism. When Natalie and I, we championed getting that veto, and William and Vincent backed us up on it, and that small nucleus, we called for a rally down at the state capitol. 6 people showed up. Don't ever call for a rally unless you have an army. Okay? You have to have people come up. What saved us was space. The organization he mentioned, we attended them. They gave me a few minutes on the floor. The people responded, and we just got hundreds and hundreds of signatures. Natalie and some of the other ladies taped them all together like a big scroll, and you could wrap it around the room. So we brought it down on the legislature the day of the veto. They were not going to veto it. They were going to welch on the deal. And we just stood it all the way around. And we started naming off some of the organizations we're backing up. Our own numbers were not that strong. But if you get the Sierra Club and the different ones in FACE and et cetera backing you up, you get a coalition going on. And that's what we need. And that's what's working. Okay? So we don't want to stand alone by any means. But there's an obligation there, and that is when FACE needs help, back them up. With what they're doing, the other people to show up. The simplest thing you can do is the comments. If we have a running blog that you all actually respond, then we actually live up to our mission to be the true voice of the farmer. If you don't speak up, they're empty words. So we have a rule in the Farmers Union that not I or any board of director or an officer of the organization is allowed to make a public statement that is not backed up by an opinion poll of the membership. Now, you're not to pick up the paper and see like Farm Bureau or some other organization where you pick it up and they just make an announcement of what their policy is, and not one member ever got asked about it. So we are not to do that. But you need to feed us the information. Yay or nay, let the chips fall where they do. If you're for the food certification, if you're, in this kind of stuff, you got to speak up and say what you got on your mind. What we can do is publish it, the feedback, but we want to be able to say, we asked a question, 67 in favor. We don't put your name or anything, 22 against. But what they want to know is how many people participated. If you say 12, it doesn't mean a lot. If you say 400 people participated in a survey and 90% of them are for food safety certification or something like that, it takes on a real life to itself, right? And the legislature will then pay attention. You almost, you say be patient, be kind, but it's like that Mark Twain story where he took the 2x4 and he hit the mule between the eyes. And somebody said, what about the patience and the kindness and understanding? He says, yes, but first you have to get their attention. And that's about what you have to do. So you have to swing it sometime and go for it. But we want to get, Maui is leading the parade a lot, but we're trying to get Kauai and the Big Island up to this speed, okay, to this level of participation. We figured out the secret. It's food. Yeah. And that and the lively meetings that we're doing. We're not wanting these meetings to be business meetings. I'm in like the Coast Guard Auxiliary. 1 hour is committee meeting after committee meeting, and you read like the Hawaii weather report. You kind of got it memorized, right? And it's the same thing, and it's just so droll. Many of y'all been in clubs like that where you go to the business meeting, and you do have to conduct business. But your board of directors try to do the business. We have all these conference calls and all that. We try to take care of that. So when we get here, it's just about good times, good food, and letting you know what's going on. Okay? So please look at our websites, participate, and speak up. Thank you.